Hi everyone. I'm Helen from Susan's family. Today, I'd like to show you the glazed color motif shawl. From the Chinese Aesthetics series, it consists of 3 types of motifs. Motif edging. Sewing together and edging around. And accessories. Start by crocheting the motifs. Once completed, crochet the edging for the motifs. At the same time, connect the motifs into 5 rows. Then sew between the edges of each row. Next, crochet around the outer edge. Finally, make and attach the accessories. For convenience in explaining, I'll call the large motifs Motif 1. The triangle motifs Motif 2. And the remaining smaller motifs Motif 3. Crochet the 3 types of motifs in sequence. Start with crocheting Motif 1. It consists of the main part and stripe decorations. Start with crocheting the main part. Use the magic ring method. Crochet counterclockwise and rounds outward. You'll need to change colors while crocheting. A variety of stitches are used. All of them are marked on the charts. I won't go through each one here. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific crochet technique. For everyone's better understanding, I'll demonstrate using thick yarn. The colors are random. For specific yarn, color schemes, and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the charts. First, let's start with the chain ring. Wrap the yarn tail around the left little finger once. Pass it through between the middle finger and index finger. Then pinch the yarn tail with your thumb and middle finger. Pick up the hook with your right hand. Position it underneath the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise once. Use the left thumb and middle finger to pinch the crossing point of the loop. Place the hook on the left side of the yarn. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. This slip knot does not count as a stitch. Slightly tighten. Now start crocheting chains. Yarn over and draw the yarn through. 1 chain is complete. This braid represents 1 stitch. Continue with chains. Yarn over and pull the yarn through. This is the 2nd stitch. You need to crochet a total of 6 chains. Repeat this process. Continue crocheting 4 more chains. After completing, let's get familiar with the chain. On the right side, the chain forms a V-shaped braid. Circle the chains. Keep the right side facing you, mindful that the chain shouldn't be twisted. Pick up the top loop of the first chain with the hook. That is, this single strand. Work a slip stitch. Insert the hook. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. And draw through in once the loop's on the hook. The slip stitch is done. Slip stitch doesn't count as a stitch, it needs tightening. That's how you complete the chain ring. Next, work the first round. Start with 1 chain. This will serve as the beginning chain for single crochet. Beginning chain does not count as a stitch. Then, in the chain ring, work 1 single crochet. Insert the hook. Place the starting tail above the hook. And weave in the ends as you go. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Now there are 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through in once. That's 1 single crochet completed. The braid on the upper right is the stitch of a single crochet. Continue working single crochets in the chain ring. Pay attention and don't forget to weave in the ends. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Then yarn over again. And pull through all loops on the hook. That's another single crochet completed. Continue crocheting 10 more single crochets. Make sure they're evenly distributed. There are just a few stitches left. If you don't have enough room to crochet later, you can move the completed section slightly backward and continue crocheting. After finishing, check the stitch count. There should be 12 single crochets in this round. You can count the stitches. The number of stitches you have is the number of stitches you've crocheted. Next, finish with a slip stitch. In the first single crochet of this round, that means you'll crochet into the second chain from the yarn tail on the left side. 1, 2. It's this large braid. If you really can't tell, you can also count back from the last stitch. It's still this stitch. Insert the hook. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. And draw through in once all the loops on the hook. Complete the slip stitch. Pull tight. That's how you finish the first round. Since the next round doesn't start with this color, but it will be used later. Here we carry the yarn across. First, pull up the loop on the hook to enlarge it. Then, bring the skein or piece through the loop. Pull tight. Move on to crochet the second round. Pick up another color. For convenience in distinguishing, I'll call the color from the previous round color 1. And the new yarn will be color 2. Make a slip knit with color 2. Then insert into the same position where you finished the slip stitch in the previous round. Note that the side with the neat texture of the first round of single crochets should face you. The other side is relatively blurry. Additionally, on the back, there's still the yarn tail from chain ring. Moving forward, always keep the right side facing you while crocheting. Draw the color 2 through. Slightly tighten it. Then make 3 beginning chains. At the same time, you need to change colors. First, crochet 2 chains. On the third stitch, switch to color 1. Wrap color 1 around your left hand. Yarn over. Hook out. Complete the third chain. At the same time, finish changing colors. The beginning chain counts as 1 double crochet. Match it with the single crochet below. Then move left. Pick up the adjacent stitch. Work a DC 3 in 1. That is, crochet 3 double crochets in one position. And change colors on the third stitch. First, make 2 double crochets. Yarn over. Insert. At this point, place all the yarn tails above the hook. Weave in ends as you crochet. Then yarn over. Draw the yarn through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over. Pull through the first 2 loops. 2 loops remain. This is an unclosed double crochet. Continue to yarn over, pull through once. The double crochet is now complete. Corresponding to the top right, there is a V-shaped braid. It's the stitch of this double crochet. Work 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Yarn over. Insert the hook. Pay attention to weaving in the yarn tail. Then yarn over and draw the yarn through. Next, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat this 2 times. 1 time. At this point, the unclosed double crochet is done. Crochet it again 1 more time. Complete the double crochet. Then continue to work 1 double crochet in the same place and change colors. Start with an unclosed double crochet. Next, pick up color 2. Pull it slightly taut. Then yarn over. Draw through. Adjust a little. That completes the double crochet. And at the same time, the color change is done. Now the DC 3 in 1 is complete. Next, continue to pick the adjacent stitch. Work 1 double crochet, and switch colors. Start with an unclosed double crochet using color 2. Pay attention to weave in the yarn tail of the color you're switching from. Then switch back to color 1. Before changing colors, make sure to straighten the yarn tail. Keep the piece flat at the same time, then pull through. Complete the double crochet and change colors. Continue downward, pick up the adjacent stitch. Work 1 DC 3 in 1. And change colors on the third stitch. After completing, pick the adjacent stitch. Work 1 double crochet, and change colors. Then continue picking up stitches respectively. Follow the method of 1 DC 3 in 1. 1 double crochet, alternate crocheting. And use 2 colors for the 2 different stitches. When you encounter a stitch that requires a color change, the previous stitch should be an unclosed double crochet, then switch colors. Place the 2 yarn tails one in front and one in back, to prevent them from crossing. The technique afterward is relatively simple, so I won't go into detail. Continue crocheting downward. When you reach the last stitch, crochet DC3 in 1. On the third stitch, you still need to change colors. After completing, at the third chain of the beginning chain, pick up the 2 strands on the edge. Insert the hook and crochet a slip stitch. While crocheting here, you need to carry along the replaced color one. Just place it above the hook. Then crochet a slip stitch. Tighten after completing. That's how you finish the second round. Continue with the third round. Pick up where the previous yarn tail left off. Start with color 2 and make 3 chains. These beginning chains will count as 1 double crochet. I won't repeat this explanation moving forward. Then, crochet 1 chain as an interval. Next, in the same position, where you previously inserted for the slip stitch, make 1 double crochet. You also need to weave in the yarn tail in this round. At the same time, bring the yarn to the corresponding position. After completing, crochet 1 chain as an interval. Continue right here. Crochet another 1 double crochet. Then, make 1 chain as an interval. Continue with 1 more double crochet. Switch to color 1 while crocheting. After finishing, consider the stitches at this position as one group. Crochet DC3 tog on the adjacent side. Meanwhile, switch to color 2. Start with color 1 first. Pick up 3 adjacent stitches. Crochet unclosed double crochets on each of them. The stitch next to it is a little puckered. Just insert the hook into the 2 loops above. One. 2. 3. There are 4 loops on the hook. Switch to color 2. Pay attention to laying the yarn flat. Keep the piece flat. The points to note for subsequent color changes are the same. I won't repeat the details later on. Yarn over. Hook out. Complete DC3 tog. Complete the color change at the same time. Pick up the adjacent stitch below. Work a group and switch to color 1. That is, crochet 4 double crochets. Chain 1 as an interval between double crochets. Then change colors on the 4th double crochet. After completion, work DC3 tog and change colors. Pick up the stitch first. Crochet 3 unclosed double crochets. Then switch colors. Yarn over. Pull through. Complete the DC3 tog. Continue following one group. 1 DC3 tog. Alternate crocheting. The group and DC3 tog are in 2 colors respectively, and you can notice that the color here matches the color at the corresponding position in the previous round. You can use this as a reference. This will help prevent mistakes. Continue crocheting downward. Crochet until the last DC3 tog. You also need to change colors here. After completion, work into the 3rd stitch of the beginning chain. Pick up the 2 strands on the edge and slip stitch. Pay attention to carry along color 1. Once done, pull tight. In some of the motifs ahead, you won't need color 2 anymore, but in others, you will still need it. Here, I'll demonstrate the method for breaking the yarn. Remember, for motifs that still need color 2, don't cut the yarn. First, crochet 1 chain to secure. Leave a longer tail. Cut the yarn. Pull tight. That completes the 3rd round. Next, we'll work on the 4th round. For the motifs where the yarn isn't broken, continue crocheting with the same yarn. For the motifs where the yarn was broken, you need to rejoin the yarn. I'll demonstrate how to join the yarn. First, pick up the corresponding color. Refer specifically to the chart for details. Here, I'll refer to the new yarn as color 3. Make a slip knot with it. Find the right side of the beginning chain from the previous round. Insert the hook into the gap between the DC3 tog and the group. Draw the loop through. Adjust slightly. Pay attention to ensure the knot doesn't show on the right side. Start with 3 chains. For motifs without broken yarn, directly use color 2 from the previous round to make the beginning chain. Then move to the left and insert the hook into the chain space of the group. Crochet 2 double crochets. Remember to weave in the ends. Continue onward. Pick up the chain spaces of the groups respectively. Work 2 double crochets in each space. After completing, pick the gap between the group and the DC3 tog. Crochet 1 double crochet. Switch to color 1. Then, at the adjacent DC3 tog, work a FPDC while switching to color 3. Wrap the hook around the yarn once. From right to left. In front. Insert through the 3 vertical lines in front of the DC3 tog. Yarn over and draw the yarn through. Then yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. This is an unclosed FPDC. Switch to color 3 at this point. Yarn over. Hook out. Complete the FPDC. You can see that the technique for the FPDC is similar to a regular double crochet, the only difference is the stitch placement. Pay attention, after finishing, the height should be about the same as the previous double crochet. Here, the color change is also completed. Continue downward with color 3. Pick up the gap between the adjacent group and the DC3 tog. Work 1 double crochet. Then pick up each chain space. Work 2 double crochets in one space. After completing, in the adjacent gap, work 1 double crochet and change colors. Continue downward with color 1. Work 1 FPDC and change colors. Yarn over. Insert from right to left into the 3 vertical lines of the cluster. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Then yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. This is an unclosed FPDC. Switch to color 3. Yarn over. Pull through. Complete the FPDC and change colors. Work downwards using color 3. Crochet 1 double crochet in the gap between the DC3 tog and the group. Crochet 2 double crochets in each chain space of the group. Use color 1 to work FPDC at the DC3 tog position. Repeat this process. Finish crocheting the remaining part. When you reach the last FPDC, switch colors. After completing it, on the beginning chain, pick up the top. That is, slip stitch into the 2 strands of the 3rd chain. There's no need to carry color 1 here. Tighten after completing it. Color 1 won't be needed anymore. Leave a long tail and cut off. This completes the 4th round. Now crochet the 5th round. From this round onward, each circle will be crocheted with a single color. Continue with the previous yarn tail. Start with 1 chain. The beginning chain doesn't count as a stitch. Then insert into the same position where you worked before. This is where the slip stitch was inserted earlier. Work 1 single crochet here. Pay attention to weaving in the yarn tail. After completing, pick up the adjacent stitch on the left. Work 1 SC2 in 1, that is, work 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Note that the stitch may slightly pucker. Pick up the 2 strands from above to crochet. 1, 2. Complete the SC2 in 1. Continue picking up stitches. Work a SC2 in 1. You've now completed another SC2 in 1. Move backward and pick up the corresponding stitches. Crochet 4 SC2 in 1 correspondingly. After completing, work 1 single crochet into the adjacent stitch. Next, you'll reach the position for the FPDC. There's no crocheting needed here. Work 1 chain above as a space. Then skip the FPDC. Pick up the adjacent stitch below. Crochet 1 single crochet. Later, work 6 SC2 in 1. After finishing, crochet 1 single crochet. Then work 1 chain as an interval. Skip the FPDC position below. Then pick up the double crochet positions respectively. Work according to the sequence of 1 single crochet, 6 SC2 in 1, and 1 single crochet. Skip the FPDC position. Crochet 1 chain as an interval above. Follow this method. And finish crocheting the remaining part. Finish with 1 chain. Slip stitch into the first single crochet. This is the horizontal braid on the left. The vertical braid is the beginning chain. Skip it. After completing, pull tight. You will need to change colors later. Here, fasten off the yarn. Crochet 1 chain to secure. Leave a little yarn tail. Cut the yarn. Tighten it. Weave the yarn tail on the wrong side of the piece. You can weave in the end a few more stitches. Trim the remaining strand. That's how you complete the 5th round. Continue to crochet the 6th round. Starting from this round, the motif becomes a square. It has 4 sides and 4 corners. Pick up the corresponding color. Make a slip knot. Then find any chain space from the previous round. Pay attention to have the right side facing you. Insert your hook into the space. Draw the loop through. Adjust it slightly. Chain 3 as beginning chains. Work 1 double crochet in the same space. Chain 3 again. Continue working 2 double crochets in the same spot. Consider the 4 double crochets worked into one space, with a centered 3 chains, as one corner of this round. This is the first corner. Next, move to the left, skip 3 stitches. Be mindful that adjacent stitches can be easily hidden. Make sure not to miss them when counting stitches. Pick the next stitch and work 1 single crochet, then crochet 5 chains. Next, skip 6 stitches. Work 1 single crochet into the adjacent stitch. Afterward, skip 3 more stitches. Move down to the chain position. Work DC3 in 1. Once completed, continue moving left, skip 3 stitches. Work 1 single crochet into the next stitch. Finally, make 1 chain as an interval. Skip 3 stitches below. Work the second corner in the next stitch. That is, make 2 double crochets. Chain 3. Then 2 more double crochets. The stitch pattern here is the same as the first corner. It's just the entry position differs between these corners. It forms the first side. Continue down to work the second side. The stitch pattern is symmetrical to the first side. Start with 1 chain for the interval. Then skip 3 stitches to the left. Work 1 single crochet. Skip 2 more stitches after that. Go down to the chain space. Work a DC3 in 1 into the chain space. Once completed, continue by skipping 3 stitches. Work 1 single crochet. Then work 5 chains. Skip 6 stitches after that. Work 1 single crochet. Up to this point, the second side is completed. Skip 3 stitches below. In the chain space, crochet the third corner. Once done, continue with the third side. The stitch pattern is identical to the first side. I won't go into detail here. After completing, skip 3 stitches. Crochet the 4th corner. The method is the same as for the 2nd corner. Work the stitches into the stitch. Then continue with the 4th side. The stitch pattern is identical to the 2nd side. Pay attention. For the DC 3-in-1 between the previous single crochet, only 2 stitches are skipped. Make sure the insertion position is correct. You can also refer to the chart for specifics. All the stitches have been demonstrated earlier, so I won't go into detail here. After finishing the last single crochet, the 4th side is completed. Then skip 3 stitches. You'll reach the 1st corner. Join with a slip stitch at the top of the beginning chain. Tighten the yarn. Continue with the same color. Don't cut the yarn here. This completes the 6th round. Now let's move on to the 7th round. Use the previous thread. Start with 3 chains. Then pick the adjacent double crochet. Work 1 double crochet. For the next chain space, work 1 double crochet. 3 chains. Then work 1 double crochet. After completing, continue to pick up the double crochets. Work a double crochet correspondingly into each stitch. When you reach the single crochet position, pick up the stitch and work 1 double crochet. Next is the position for 5 chains. Here you need to pick up the 6 skipped stitches from the previous round. Work a double crochet correspondingly into each stitch. At the same time, wrap the chains. After completing, skip the adjacent single crochet position. Next is a DC 3-in-1. Pick up the stitches and work a double crochet correspondingly into each stitch. At the adjacent single crochet position, work 1 double crochet correspondingly into the space of 1 chain. Work 1 double crochet. At the next double crochet position, work a double crochet correspondingly. Complete the position next to the 3 chains. By now, the first side is done. Next, at the chain space, crochet a corner. Use the same method as the previous corner. That is, make 2 double crochets. Three chains. And 2 more double crochets. Continue crocheting the second side. Use the same method as the first side. At each double crochet position, work a double crochet. At the position of one chain, pick the chain space and correspondingly make a double crochet. Work one double crochet at the single crochet position. Match the double crochet position with a double crochet. When you encounter 5 chains and the adjacent single crochet positions, first pick the adjacent single crochet and work one double crochet. Then, at the chain, pick the 6 skipped stitches from before and correspondingly work a double crochet, wrap the chain as well. After completing, skip the adjacent single crochet, work a double crochet at the next double crochet position. Finish the second side. Move to the third corner. The method is the same as for the first corner. The fourth corner is identical to the second corner. The technique for all sides is the same. Pay attention to the sides of the 5 chains. Above the right single crochet position, correspondingly work 1 double crochet. Skip the left single crochet position. I won't go into detail after this. Continue working downward. Finish the last 6 double crochets. Skip the adjacent single crochet. Then, add the initial 2 double crochets. This completes the side. As you move forward, check carefully. The number of double crochets between chain spaces on each edge should be consistent. Be mindful not to miss any stitches. After completing, slip stitch at the beginning chain position. Pull tight. Break the yarn at the end. Weave the yarn tail on the wrong side. The method is simple, I won't demonstrate it further. This completes the 7th round. At the same time, the main part of Motif 1 is also finished. Next, crochet the stripe decoration. Pick up the corresponding yarn. Make a slip knot. Then place the main part with the right side facing you. Find the 5th round. Insert the hook into any stitch. Draw the yarn through. Adjust slightly. Then move to the left. Pick up the adjacent stitch. Crochet 1 slip stitch. Pay attention not to crochet too tight. After completing, don't pull it too tight. Continue downward. Pick up the stitches from the 5th round on the left. Work 1 slip stitch into each stitch correspondingly. When you encounter a chain space, pick the space and work 1 slip stitch. Then continue to pick up stitches and chain spaces, working 1 slip stitch into each. Pay attention to the stitches next to the chain spaces. They can easily be hidden by the stitches above. Make sure not to miss any stitches. Finish with the last slip stitch. Start binding off by moving downward. Stretch the loop first. Leave a longer yarn tail. Cut the yarn. Then thread the yarn tail into a sewing needle. Go from bottom to top. Pass through the first chain. Then go through the center of the last chain to the wrong side. Tie a knot with the beginning and ending yarn tails to secure them in place. Weave the remaining yarn tails inside the piece. I won't demonstrate this part separately. This completes the stripe decoration. At the same time, Motif 1 is also finished. Continue using the same method. Refer to the chart, crochet all Motif 1 with the corresponding quantity and color schemes. That concludes the explanation for Motif 1. Next, we will crochet Motif 2. Start with the chain ring method. Crochet back and forth in rows to form a triangle shape. No new stitches are used here. Please watch as I demonstrate. Begin with a magic ring. The method is the same as for Motif 1. I won't go into detail about this part. After completing, start with row 1, chain 3. Then crochet 2 chains as intervals. Then pick up the chain ring. Work 1 double crochet. Pay attention to weaving in the yarn tail. Follow with 2 chains as an interval. Continue with 1 double crochet. Chain 3 as the next interval. Afterward, work 1 double crochet. Follow with 2 chains. Repeat this sequence 2 times. Once done, continue with 1 more double crochet. That's how you complete the first row. Weave the remaining yarn tail a few more stitches inside the piece before cutting it off. I won't demonstrate that part. Now, let's move on to the second row. Start with 3 chains. Then turn counterclockwise. Pick the chain space on the left side. Work 2 double crochets. After completing, pick the adjacent stitch of the next double crochet. Pay attention when crocheting on the wrong side. The stitch is located at the top left. Make 1 double crochet here. Then pick up the chain space. Crochet 1 double crochet. Pick the double crochet and make 1 double crochet. Next comes the chain space made of 3 chains. Crochet 2 double crochets. Three chains. 2 double crochets. Consider the stitches of this chain space as a corner. The stitches after and before this corner are symmetrical. The method is simple, so I won't go into details. When you encounter a turning chain, pick up the position of the third chain. Pick up 2 strands of yarn. Insert the hook and crochet. This completes the second row. Continue with the third row. Start with 3 chains. Then turn counterclockwise. Crochet 2 chains as an interval next. Pick the same position underneath, which is from the last double crochet of the previous row. Work 1 double crochet there. After that, make 2 chains for the interval. Skip 1 double crochet below. Pick the adjacent position and work 1 double crochet. Then skip 1 stitch afterward. Follow the pattern of 2 chains, then 1 double crochet. Repeat this pattern twice. After completing, make 2 chains as an interval. Skip 1 stitch below. When you reach the chain space at the corner of the previous row, work 1 double crochet correspondingly. Make 3 chains. Work 1 double crochet. Then continue to skip 1 stitch respectively. Follow the pattern of 2 chains, then 1 double crochet, and repeat this process 4 times. For the 4th double crochet, work it into the turning chain. Pick the 3rd chain position and insert the hook. Continue with 2 chains. Work 1 more double crochet in the same position. This completes the 3rd row. Continue working on the remaining rows. The method is similar to the first 2 rows. Refer to the chart for specifics. Pay attention at the beginning of each row. After completing the turning chain, turn the piece counterclockwise. All stitches have been demonstrated earlier. I won't demonstrate them here. Complete the remaining part on your own. Please note, everyone, after completing the last row, secure the yarn by crocheting 1 chain before breaking it. Leave a longer yarn tail before cutting. There's no need to weave in the ends this time. This concludes the tutorial for Motif 2. Moving forward, use the same method to crochet the corresponding number of Motif 2. Next, work on Motif 3. The technique is similar to Motif 2, but the shape is different. Start with the chain ring method again. Work back and forth in rows. After completing, leave a longer yarn tail before breaking the yarn. No need to weave in the ends. All the stitches used have been demonstrated earlier. I won't demonstrate them again here. Refer to the chart for guidance. Complete the corresponding number of Motif 3 on your own.